on the bench on Tuesday against PSG.
Juan Martinez Munuera ready to start us out. Not quite the luxury suites for those three. Carlos Puyol, not the type for them anyway. He is the type for that back line. However, they've done well without him. Give credit to a Barcelona defense that has yet to allow a goal all season long, league or Europe combined.
Right. Everybody talking about the defensive strength of Barcelona, and as if that's a big, big positive. And in its own way, of course it is. But that's not what Barcelona has been about in the last decade. And they want to rediscover that blue touch paper. Dani Alves will come in and certainly produce the sparks. Jordi Alba missing in action, of course, and we'll see how it all plays out. A wonderful new blood introduced again, of course, in Munir.
Out wide, Adriano, who came in for Douglas on the right flank, back on his normal left for Barca. And here on the near side is Alves. Delicate inside and need up and over. Roberto Fernandez.
Beautiful
coming
ball
out to
fed
grab
in
it
from Dani Alves, right into an invading space in between Roberto and his defense. Anybody attacking it? No. And that ain't Danny's fault. He'll have a big, big target in a few weeks' time, and Luis Suarez to feast on them, but not here today. Good start.
We're back keeping a close eye. Mathieu giving them one target, driven by Xavi towards the spot, but cleared away. Good head pass forward for Iturra. Cleared back, but it falls for Granada. Success poked away by Mathieu.
Absolutely brilliant pace from Jeremy Mathieu. The slide tackle from the side is immaculate, but listen to this applause for Jeremy Mathieu. Wonderful tracking back on the big man. Isaac Success, and just timing his sliding tackle to perfection with an outstretched toe.
Well, there was a concern he was too old, Reed too slow. I think there's the answer right there. Out wide,
been
Neymar.
Producing the answers all season long. If people will back off him being a modest footballer, he's always been one of my favourites, a top-class footballer, Mathieu.
Neymar, just a little bump, maybe a read into that as to how physical Granada can be today. Alves. Munir cutting back against the challenge, but can't quite lift it in. Cleared away by Babin. The young Colombian Murillo spending much of his formative side in the Granada system.
Yeah, young lad at the backfield, 22-year-old, Colombian under-20 international, playing alongside Martinique international Babin.
Little touch, Neymar pulls it away. Messi couldn't feed it back, so sends it wide. Xavi. Near side, Alves again. Not that one man would make all of the difference, but there was quite a concern. They were lacking offensively.
It's his tracking back in the pace department as much as anything that is as impressive as his tackle. Wonderful make-up pace there.
Driven across, headed high into the air. Murillo now out of the 18. Iturra battling for it. Strong challenge, Barcelona. Why not win it around the offensive zone? But Busquets cut off at the pass. Up the line. El Arabi trying to control but can't.
mentioned in the preview, Phil, it's worth mentioning again that stalemate at the Rosaleda. It's the first time in nearly a decade that Barcelona had failed to have a shot at goal. They look as if they're primed here today.
Neymar trickles through.
Didn't look as if they had any zip. They looked the tired side, certainly dragging, and it never ever picked up throughout the game. And it's a far brighter start, much more energy out there at home. Of course, this crowd will be willing them on, but it was such a very lackluster performance.
Well, they played on Sunday at Levante and shined. Only a few days rest before the midweek showdown in Malaga, but then again, only a few days till Saturday. This is home cooking, their home soil, and also maybe a bit of a fire laid in by Luis Enrique.
Well, I see it all the time. This is always the situation Barca's faced against a team that sits and has got to be broken down, and never as easy as what we all think. And defensively, of course, you've got to keep the back door locked, and Jeremy Mathieu doing wonderfully again.
Ball trickles across past Busquets. Munir making a nice run, but got tangled on the way through. Murillo might have gotten away with one.
One of the aspects, I think, as well, Phil, in this reshaped team under Enrique is that Barcelona seem to take a lot longer to break these teams down than what they're used to. You know, it's very early in the season, of course, we know, but they seem to be battling the tide a lot longer in a game before they do strike the goal net.
Beautiful control play around Munir. Top of the six, still loose from the ground. El Arabi hits it off the crossbar.
It's a man again. Jeremy Mathieu. El Arabi does very well. Lovely ball played in here. El Arabi tries to get it. Jeremy Mathieu is marking him nicely. Wonderful gifted control. And Jeremy just doing enough. Falls nicely for El Arabi. Clips the top of the bar. Great ball.
Malaga content to push forward on the counter. Maybe a bit more aggressive in the first half. Granada totally focused on defense under Caparros. But from a Barcelona perspective, as that one trickles across, that's one of the difficulties for Claudio Bravo, who is working on what now about a 460-minute scoreless streak. Has to realize that if this shot from El Arabi goes in, that might be the only goal of the match if Granada has anything to say about it.
They'd be locking down even more so, but tremendous play there by Dimitri Fouquier on that pullback. French youth international, 21-year-old, a lot of young blood out there as Pedro looks on. Iniesta, front row.
Again, it's a bit of rotation here today. Luis Enrique said as much.
Yeah. Seems to be very early in the season to be resorting to rotation, but the boss knows best.
Good run by Neymar, trying to chip it in for Messi. Mentioned the fact, thought Rakitic might be the man who would change sides. It's been Xavi actually leaning towards that left, leaving Ivan Rakitic in his more comfortable right side. Here's Alves. There's Rakitic with a cannon. Their long-range weapon to break down these packed-in defenses.
Just re-emphasizing about how long it takes Barcelona against Villarreal and Athletic Bilbao. The first goals came deep into the game, Phil, around about the 80-minute mark.
Is that too patient?
No, I'm going to have to find a better variation as the season goes on. Fans don't particularly like that type of football that takes them, but this is what they're up against defensively staunch teams that'll take their chances on the break. and force Barcelona to keep coming at them, you know, rope-a-dope. It's been that way for years, but just doesn't seem that Barcelona have had that sharp cutting edge up top.
Alves sends it long and almost cleared off the line. It was Munir with a pass back to Roberto.
It's the
after
ball
Matthew
whisperer
almost put
that
it
is
in.
Dani Alves who sets it up here with an absolutely magisterial ball. Take a look at that. He pulls it back, Jeremy, puts it on a golden altar for Munir. He's facing an empty net and cannot adjust his feet quick enough. With Suarez looking in and shaking his head. That's poor finishing by Munir.
Well, he's had a lot of highlights in his young career. That one will be one of them.
He may be a little bit surprised that Jeremy Mathieu just didn't finish it off himself. But again, we've seen it in Mathieu just the other week when he had an open header and still went for that square ball for a player who was in absolute open position to finish off what would have been a tremendous goal. What a pass from Dani Alves.
Far side, Adriano eating up ground. Neymar tried to feed it back. Alain Nqum blasts it back to midfield.
It's split millimeter perfect. He takes all of the rotation of the ball into account and places it on the head of a pin. Drops in Jeremy. That's a magnificent pullback. He hasn't got the angle to finish it off himself. You saw Roberto spreading wide and blocking off the lane. Poor Munir couldn't adjust his gyroscope quick enough.
Busquets sending it back near side. Alves already playing a key role here today, something Douglas could not do in the last game. Caressing it towards the spot and Xavi. A lot of questions raised about his compatriot Douglas, who's a bit injured. One of the reasons he's not out there, says Luis Enrique.
Yeah, he had a rather nervous debut as well, Phil. Looked as if he was just trying to not make any mistakes, and it's not his game.
Xavi, but cleared Murillo.
Again, he's got a sky blue mesh in front of him, Xavi, and he's still able to find a beautiful passing lane.
Driven across, Messi! One touch, but it won't count because the linesman has a say.
I'll take a look at it and see if this gentleman gets it right. Fabulous ball from Mascherano. One touch to control. The next one to find Messi. It's very close from this angle. It looks as if Leo's level, but it's difficult to say. Very, very tight. A wonderful finish either way. Sharp as vinegar with his finish.
Messi, of course, 246 career goals in La Liga. Only the great Telmo Zada stands in front of him. Ball driven across. Of course, Messi still just 27. You could argue he still has half of his career in front of him. Adriano for the pivot. Busquets. Mascherano. Again out there with Piqué taking a rest.
Oh.
Long back post. Lancing header Neymar, and he didn't get all of it.
The service is absolutely sublime by Dani Alves. And again, a look, still not convincing that he's offside, but if he is, it's by his bushy eyebrows.
Fighting to knock the ball free, Adriano, but Nqum gets the call. Alain Nqum plucked away from Udinese. Still a lot younger than many might expect. 24. Quickly off his line, Claudio Bravo.
Some covering to be done, though, by Mascherano and Jeremy Mathieu. And those quick counter-attacks. Not even an attack, it's just one penetrative ball over the top, and they are finding very willing Youssef Al-Arabi and Isaac, young Isaac Success, 18-year-old Nigerian international.
Trying to play the trap, doesn't work. Neymar now with a chance against Nqum. Collapsing into the center in front of Roberto. Neymar fighting for breath. Messi turns it up a gear. The give and go. Takes the touch. Does it pop across? Play on. Drop back. And bangs off the midfield. Looked like it was Yuste in the way. And now a chance on the break for Granada. But quickly snuffed out by Mascherano.
Well, magic by Messi. Just as it's crossing over the lane, he reins it back. And it's a beautiful cut-back pass for Neymar. I think he was a little surprised to see Leo keep the ball in play.
Adriano sends it across, one back to another. Alves blasts it in, knowing Messi can handle it.
Yeah, well said. Imperious pass.
Oh, and it leads to this. Almost. But good cover in the back. Fulquier pinching in.
Good ball.
Adriano onside. Nqum getting some help in for Alves. High in the air by Fulquier. Still loose. Munir just can't quite get all of it.
Great play by Neymar on that left side, trying to set up the youngster. And again, convergence of sky blue shirts come to snuff it out. This is abracadabra from wonderful Rakitic. Wonderful skill as he feels the pressure. Ole.
All the way back. Only one Barcelona netminder has a longer shutout streak to start. 560 minutes back in 77-78 by Pedro Maria Artola. Bravo now heading towards 500 minutes. He'd need to shut out here and 20 more in the next match.
Great ball.
Alves.
Rakitic a lot more accurate here today. He had a decidedly off day. All of Barcelona looking much more sharper. And there's the commentator's curse right on time. But much more imaginative in their approach. 16, 17 minutes in. And Granada decidedly on the back foot.
Well, as long as they're on their feet, Cabados doesn't matter, doesn't mind.
Yep. Such a good coach in his later part of his career. 58-year-old now, Caparrós. Put together some good sides at Athletic Bilbao. Look out.
Fighting to get inside Munir, but the flick gets deflected. There you look at Caparrós as it deflects to Messi. Spots the run of Neymar, but Iturra plucks it away.
Yep, beautiful from the Chilean international, right down on Leo.
Of course, remember, Iturra was the player a couple of seasons ago that picked Thiago's pocket.
And a good ball.
El Arabi with help. Success in the middle. El Arabi takes it himself and sends it high.
Still warming the engine. El Arabi. Nice cover again on the inside as Big Isaac streaks away.
Another player from that Udinese pipeline. Just 18 years of age, the Nigerian. In comes Neymar, sweeps it under his feet, but can't find an opening. Messi dodging to his left. Deflection still goes to Alves. Fulquier over quickly. Battle with the Frenchman leads to Neymar, deflects in front of Roberto, but wide.
Fabulous by Dani Alves again. Fulquier knows exactly which side to keep Dani on. He wants to keep it away from his right foot, so he locks him and he forces him to his left, and he says, have some of that.
And that one just knocked wide with Roberto scrambling. Another deflection in front. Already looking a bit exhausted, that Granada defense.
Dani Alves showing a wonderful textbook example of a footballer that looks as if they're shutting him down away from his main weapon on that right foot, and then the left comes out and it's a beautiful dagger ball in for Neymar.
Two on this near side. Messi and Rakitic trying to draw a player out of the middle. Oh. Roberto, maybe a bit too much help from his back line there. Still gets it out of danger. As you mentioned, first time in a decade that Barcelona was held without a shot on net. Not a shot, but a shot on target. And it's similar here today. 4 shots, but none of them at Roberto. Here's Alves. Messi, who did put one in.
Good tackle. Wonderful cover.
There's the website. Plenty more action from La Liga and beyond. And the Twitter handles. Feel free to jump on board.
That Messi textbook burst of acceleration back to its best in the last few games, Phil. Even the last game that Messi's team are very much in the shadows by their high standards. The sharpness of Messi looks as if it's really back to its carpet tack sharp best.
Sent across and cleared away by Babam. Out to midfield. Maybe a bit too confident from Alves. Leads to this as they attack that right back gap. Success puts it through and the flag comes up.
Lovely lift by Mascherano this time, and Mathieu as the blue shirts come up. Adriano.
Close.
Yep, very close. I don't think that's offside.
Barcelona gets a break. What can they do with it?
Yep, both the linesmen need to go and get on that visual Nautilus exercise bike. If only it was that easy.
Maybe some carrots at halftime. Good look at Neymar, who through the start of the season has arguably been the most impressive player. That extra responsibility sitting well on his shoulders. Xavi tried to play it back but intercepted El Arabi. Long range blast with Bravo out, but that one just whistles wide. Not a bad idea.
Beautiful hit from the ex-Al Hilal man. Played his football in Saudi Arabia before coming over to Granada for €4.5 million. A good attempt.
Carries long. Nqum over. Granada playing with fullbacks, at least in name. Nqum and Fulquier both sliding inside the 18 much of this first half as extra center backs, forcing Marquez and Franrico back. Gives openings here for Alves, though. Headed by Fulquier, settled by Adriano. Keeps it alive for Xavi. Ooh. Has a go, but an easy grab by Roberto.
A lovely stinger from Xavi, and his team always willing to take a pot from that distance now. You see that Xavi, one touch to control and the next one to detonate, and right at Roberto, but it was a sizzler.
Xavi, since '91, he's been doing that.
Yeah.
Rakitic maybe with a bit more venom in that shot, but Xavi's had his share. Getting his first start here today. Strong run from Fulquier. Success keeps it alive. Granada ball. Luis Enrique Martinez. Dani Alves saying, oh, that's what you meant. Give credit to Granada not backing down. The ex-Mallorca man Javi Marquez. Brought across by the ex-Mallorca boss Caparros. Maybe not the attacking mentality, but you see a little bit of Del Bosque in Caparros. Balanced, even keel. And you need that when you're taking on water against Barcelona. Is it on? No. Mascherano and Mathieu stepping up just in time.
So much of the time defending for Barcelona has got to be so cerebral. Not as much on the challenging of the player defensively, but recognizing the position of each other and the space behind, getting close to the player. It's a magic ball from Messi. And right now, Mascherano and Jeremy Mathieu seem to have the best understanding of a defensive pairing for Barcelona under Enrique.
Dani Alves inside.
Oh, magic.
Headed, but only as far as Xavi. Adriano blasted it just behind Neymar. Rakitic couldn't control. Busquets trying to control, but El Arabi a handful and draws the foul. Dangerous chance given away. Neymar on Yam, deflected. Roberto, and he's not going to get back in time. Neymar breaks the ice. Suarez celebrates, and he's not alone.
The ball into him is a beautiful pass. He's a little fortunate, unlucky for the ex-Sporting Gijon man, Roberto, 35-year-old, just not quick enough to get enough on it. Take a look again though. Rakitic pressures, and it's a bad giveaway. Messi giving him an alternative, and Neymar says, I see you, pal, I don't think I need you. Maybe the wiser thing would have been to shovel it on to Messi, but you cannot take it away from Neymar, who strikes again for the opening goal for Barca. It's not the prettiest goal they scored, and they capitalise on a bad giveaway, and they get fortunate with the trigger. It takes a deflection over the keeper, but they'll take it anyway.
Neymar again playing a deflection that this time falls his way.
Thought initially in lifetime was just turning away from the match and thought it was Rakitic that was able to latch onto that ball, but it was a bad giveaway by Granada that opened the gates, and he'll take them any which way he can. He's seen his team produce good inventive football, and Granada's men, Murillo, Baban, Fouquier, just doing enough to shut the window of opportunity down, but not that time. Funny game. Do everything right in a defensive prowess, and then a situation like that where your own player gifts it, and then still they got the rub of the green.
Gotta feel sorry for Babin. Actually defended well.
Yep.
Neymar just found that little gap. Vitora battling back to Xavi. Giving Iniesta a bit of a breather today is the legend Hernandez. Still a good start for Granada. They cannot be thrown off at this point. El Arabi bodied away by Mascherano.
Bodied away. It's a wonderful intervention by Mascherano. Phil times his step in beautifully to dispossess him cleanly.
Cut back by Granada.
Tackle.
Bit one-footed. Taken off of El Arabi, and this time Granada a bit fortunate. Given right back though, Adriano.
Busquets was wonderful in repossessing that ball and then getting it off his foot immediately to Messi, who tries to return it back. And look at this, what a tackle.
Strong from the teenager, but the veteran Mathieu even stronger. Again, part of that Udinese pipeline. Very good scouting system. And with the ties with Granada, using it well.
Another good one for Nigeria to look towards, Phil. Only an under-17 international. Isaac Success. A bright player. Still a danger man here. Bravo's been good in coming to claim a lot of the balls that have been fizzed in high up.
Driven in the 6, an inadvertent heel flick takes it wide. into the mix, headed to the corner, and Bravo able to pluck it away. Babin almost getting an equalizer.
Yep. Good accurate header, just not enough of the punch on the header from Babin to take it past Bravo.
Success again, Mathieu again. Now Nqum with those long legs, but he'll go and retreat, playing with Franrico, the veteran. Here's Iturra. Nqum upfield, he's got the speed, but again, so does Mathieu.
Good to see the ex-captain looking down on him. Big part of the Barcelona setup still, Carles Puyol. You've got to be smiling at some of the covering that this man is doing, wearing the number 24.
Ray, you raise a point. It wasn't just, let's get another central defender. Let's get another heart and another soul and another spine while we're at it. Mathieu, maybe not as vocal, maybe not as, how we say, emotional as Puyol was at times, but he's fit the bill and more. Arguably the best defensive performance they've had this year so far. Busquets. Of course, Vermaelen, the other player they picked up in the transfer window, finally healthy, played an hour in a Barcelona B friendly match this past week. You might not have noticed because all the attention focused on Luis Suarez. Had a couple of goals in that one. Here's Munir, poked away Murillo.
Well, the youngster finding the going a little tougher since he's made this wonderful introduction in the early part of the season. Team's starting to really respect him a lot more, saying that this isn't any youngster of moderate talent. He's a danger, and they're locking him down nicely here today at Granada.
Strong, challenging Mascherano, but he won't back away. Pressure still forced an errant pass that Granada can't take advantage of. And here is Alves off to the races. Three in the middle, sent across.
The excellent
just
ball.
Snapped away Nqum.
Yeah, and this is where Munir is learning his footballing alphabet, because that's wonderful play down this side. Electrical attack of the ball and the space, and touching it past the last defender and whipping in a ball, but Munir not able to adjust his run in advance of Dani Alves's wonderful invite.
Top of the box, Alves scoops it back on the run. And Messi offside. Again, that disciplined back line of Granada.
Again, the pass from Dani Alves.
Fulquier looked a little lazy there.
I think that one looks as if it's just caught Messi. Put a half a yard off.
Here's Roberto. Bit of pressure on this near side. Fulquier.
Nice play.
Back to the middle. Offside again. Nope, they'll let it run. Not a bad idea, because it will go out for a Barcelona throw.
A beautiful play right out of the back from the feet of Roberto. Wonderful passing football from the goalkeeper that set up tight passing lanes, but they got through the pressure of Barcelona and led to that.
By the way, if you're unaware, Roberto 35 being as the tackle from behind, and with some impact on Neymar, and a yellow card, our first of the match against Franrico. Take a look at this first.
Well, the ex-Real Madrid B-team player, Franrico, comes through in a bad way, blades through the back after he'd applied good pressure and forced Neymar away from him, but comes through and takes a chunk out of Neymar's calf, the size of a filet mignon there.
Chested down, holding off well. The diminutive Munir finally harassed, and the foul against Yuste.
Learning on the job. Completely different atmosphere to your practice field environment, and letting the boy fluff his football and feathers and take his knocks. Good ball. Oh,
almost through, but blocked away. Fulquier.
Well played again from the French Youth International, reading Messi's pass beautifully.
Messi building again. Munir flat-footed. Maybe thought it was going to go on the inside.
It's a good attempt from Xavi to find Munir, but set up wonderfully by the intricate passing and imagination of Messi initially.
We're saying Roberto backed up by the former Barcelona netminder Oyer Olazabal, who might be the heir apparent. Although Roberto today doing quite well.
Yep.
Been here since 2010.
Certainly he was unlucky on the goal, wasn't he, this man?
Drives it across, but didn't quite have the leg. Fulquier maybe a bit too far afield. Possession heavily in favor of Barca. The scoreboard only slightly, but enough.
Good rear guard action by Granada, all in all, but certainly a rattling of the latch and then the good opportunistic goal to grab the lead. And one of those situations that Barcelona's pretty football could have led to a good handful of goals, but been denied and denied. And then one time they get a little bit of luck. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than brilliant. Strange. Oh.
Pulls it around. Nqum stays with him, though, and draws the foul.
Now, the Brazilians putting on the coffee house tricks. Neymar earlier. Adriano this time.
Well, Nqum doesn't drink coffee, apparently. Not fooled.
A big guy, 6'2", the Cameroonian international, but I thought he came across Adriano after getting the nutmegs played on him.
Good look. Caparros.
He'll have a lot of room at half-time if it stays this score, that's for sure, because even though they haven't found it, they've been dangerous on their isolated raids with the impressive Isaac and El Arabi.
On it again and a mistouch. Mascherano pushing it to safety. Don't discount an equalizer. You can see getting a bit more aggressive as we head towards the half. Fulquier.
I don't know if they've become any aggressive as the game's gone on. Personally, Phil, they've not altered their style. They're just absorbing and absorbing as best they can. Wave after wave of attacks, and then they break and hit you. And as I said, he'll be going into his locker room, Caparros, if it stays at this 1-0, and he'll say we're still in this game.
This is interesting. Mascherano peeling away to the near side as Busquets drops back. You talked about being too patient, waiting for that goal, even if it comes late. Maybe a bit of a wrinkle here from Luis Enrique. Mathieu. Of course, Mathieu, a wrinkle in his own right, not talking about age, but his ability to fly down that left wing. Might see a bit more of that if this stays close. Mascherano did so well with those balls in the World Cup, but that one just got away. Roberto stops that if it doesn't get deflected. But as we saw against Malaga, you have to shoot to score. By the way, that goal, one of only 2 shots that have gone on target. Still infinitely better than their performance against Malaga. Skips away from Yuste.
Mathieu seeing it, El Arabi bundled him over as Jeremy won the ball there.
Fulquier off his own heels. 40th minute reached. Ex-Stade Rennais back. A lot of youth on this Granada side. Give credit to Gianpaolo Pozzo, who's drawn a bit of flack for the way he stocks his rosters. Owning Udinese, Granada, and now Watford. Tend to see a bit of interplay on the rosters. Best example of that is Nqum himself, the right back. He's been on loan from Udinese since '09, where he's never played a game. And he's closing in on 200 games during that loan spell with Granada.
Answering the press earlier in the week, Luis Enrique saying it's not like just pushing a button, breaking down these teams. It's death by 100 passes, and we just got to keep battering away, and they will open up eventually, but it's never easy.
Alves, integral today, but Fulquier stays with him.
Having a good game. The young Frenchman against the brilliant Brazilian.
Back for Rakitic. Not sure if it's my imagination, but seems a bit more reticent to pull the trigger than he was in the first few games of the season. Here's Adriano trying to chip it over, almost falls to Neymar. Yuste back to midfield. Mascherano got away. El Arabi spots the run and then misses it, but Nqum turns it to his favor. In the middle, success, the early ball in, the Nigerian, the header up and over. So close to an equalizer.
Wonderful play from Granada. It's El Arabi that starts it way out wide, and then this beautiful ball played in to the youngster. Just needed to keep it down. Wonderful ball. El Arabi sets the table for Isaac, and you wonder, Phil, if he just glances that anyway down towards the green grass of home, that might have been rattling past Barcelona's keeper. A wonderful attack, and nothing accidental about it, as I was warning earlier. Very much of a threat still. Sharp sting in their tails when they launch the isolated raids.
Looked like it might be off. Linesman had a good view though. Now Messi cuts to his right. Again, gets the cross in, the header! Far post! Messi, magic! Barcelona 2-0.
Creme de la creme from Lionel Messi. A one-footed wonder? You gotta be kidding me. The left foot is a Stradivarius. And his right foot here is even more Stradivariuser. It's magisterial by Messi. Take a look when he gets this ball from Dani Alves, plays it in for Munir, then 4 players in front of Messi, 5, dances around him, taps him on the head, he pulls it back on his right foot, and he plays it to Rakitic, who was involved initially. A magnificent goal, and the feet continue to dance again from Messi. Wonderful. And he knows that Messi's biorhythms are oscillating so high, they would deafen a bat on that run. Magic.
Again, Granada did everything they were supposed to, but he tore up the form sheet. Messi using his right not just to score, but deliver a wicked cross that only Rakitic could get.
There's 4, 5 players, I believe, when we see it again, in front of Messi. And to solve that equation with the type of run that was needed, and then certainly Granada must have felt, well, we've locked him up here. There's no way he can pick out a pass with the right foot on the run like that. A wonderful mystery of solving Messi. He can do it for so long.
Again, lifting it in, headed away, Nqum. A bit of heartbreak for Granada. They thought they might have a chance to equalize or at least stay within 1, but just before the half, a killer from Messi and Rakitic. And on the defensive side, the shutout run continues. When the whistle blows, it will be 5 minutes shy of 500. By the end of this match, if it holds, Zaragoza back in 72-73 will be the only team to start a season with an even better defensive run. Messi.
Look out.
Munir. Roberto. Neymar. His second of the match. And they stick the dagger in front and back.
It's again Messi who lays the red carpet pass out. Munir does enough. And it falls back to the Brazilian, who finishes clean as a whistle. Of Messi again, got his fingerprints all over this. Take a look at this dagger ball. Perfection right into the path of Munir. And this wonderful goalkeeper, Roberto, comes and snuffs it out at the last baby's breath. But they cannot keep out the rabbit hole attack. And it's led by the mad march here. That is Neymar for number 2.
Barcelona has never lost when Neymar has scored. 11 wins, just 2 draws. And now you can double that as it's a 3-0 score line. 3 minutes ago, it was a 1-0 game. Now it's all Barcelona. And we are underway. Pulling the captain, sticking in the vice captain. The veteran Piti. And Eddie Silvestre on loan from Murcia, the other player. Piti, 33-year-old playmaker of sorts in his second season. Eddie coming over from Murcia on loan, his second match. Give you an idea of what this means as Eddie swings it to the near side. Well, this might have been one of the more porous defenses in La Liga last year. Strong from Nyon into Neymar, and a late flag lifted on the near side. Ray, they had only allowed 3 goals in their first 5 matches combined, something Barcelona took care of in the first half.
Yep, impressive they have been away from home, Granada, as you say, Phil. Unbeaten.
Coming off their first loss of the year, and a hard-fought match against Levante. Talk about that unbeaten streak. It's 4 matches for Granada. They've never gone 5 in a row without defeat, and it would take quite a comeback to do that here. An in-swinger, Claudio Bravo leaving the near post unguarded. Line at the 6, snapped away Mathieu. Ray, we look at it. Obviously, Munir had the chance to have added an earlier goal, but there were a few good chances in that first half for Granada. While it is 3-0 somewhat comfortably for Barcelona, it could have been a lot more of a nail-biter. And here, Isak pushing in on Mathieu.
I think once Suarez gets into this team, Phil, it's not just going to have a lot more impactful production on the attack inside the penalty box as everybody is expecting, but it's the work rate as well that Suarez brings. Let's see, Munir doesn't put his defensive work in, but it's not in the same class as Suarez going the other way. And as we said, still learning so much about the overall game is Munir, his runs and various little pieces. Look out.
El Arabi, both defenders went with him. If he could have found an inside pass, it would have been a problem. Ball back for Xavi, now doubling up on that right side with Rakitic, who scored yet again.
Great ball.
Sandwiched in between Neymar's brace. Adriano almost snuck it through. Mentioned the 2 goals for Neymar, Ray. Only had 3 of those last year. He's already got 2 this season. 5 goals in just over 200 minutes. That's a pretty good return. Adriano back to Busquets. Putting Matthew under pressure, who shows not even the slightest sweat, but might have gotten a bit of a break.
Busquets saying his apologies a little bit more. I think when the ball came back to Matthew, he was expecting Claudio Bravo to give him another outlet, but didn't want to turn inside to his goalkeeper. Nicely involved again, Xavi.
Messi draws, delivers, gets the return, and just bodied off, continuing to fight for it.
Again, that understanding between Dani Alves and Lionel Messi is incomparable. The two of them truly like Heckle and Jekyll. Leo tries to soft shoe his way by the last 2 defenders, Murillo and Baban, but no way through that time. But again, that combination of rat-a-tat-tat between Messi and Dani Alves, special.
You say Heckle and Jekyll, it's more like Jekyll and Hyde. When they start teaming up, you want to hide. 50th minute. And Ray, I know you talked about it at the pregame, talked about it in the last game against Malaga. Dani Alves in the starting lineup, 3 goals on the scoreboard.
Yeah, still critics will still be out there in Legion though. Phil said it last week, and they'll find a way to criticize him no matter what, but what he brings to this team is very, very special in so many ways. And now it seems to be the defensive setup inside of him is starting to really compensate for those attacks that he does launch himself into. He's always been that player. It's been part of Barcelona's whole DNA. He's such an integral part of that. And it's his invention as much as that understanding with Messi that really pays dividends, and it's risk and reward. You're not getting it in a massive way that you used to in great players of the past, but this man on the ball, what he gives you going forward.
Laid back for Alves, a little behind Messi, straight to Xavi though. Neymar tried to pass it through the legs. Nqum staying with him, credit to Granada. Continuing to fight for everything. And a good takeaway by the French-born Cameroonian. Maybe a bit of pressure, but delivered to Murillo. No team has beaten Granada more times than Barcelona. Halfway to their 32nd victory against the Andalusians. Might be a bit more palatable if Granada was at full strength. Missing Larson, also ex-Barcelona player Ruben Rochina, who came over from Blackburn, but not quite ready to play. Munir playing some defense here. Nice from Murillo.
I think a lot of Barcelona fans would like to see the comparisons with Dani Alves, and the cynics and the critics always having jabs at him. It's understandable in so many ways. I think the Barcelona real faithful keep pining for is the Eric Abidal types of players that are so wonderful going both ways, but much more of a holding defender. Eric used to like joining in, but Danny does it the Brazilian way, and he said in a wonderful interview I read a few weeks ago, saying that's the Brazilian way, that's how we defend, we attack. I'll take it.
Messi harassed by the substitute Eddie. In for Neymar. Bursts into the box. Rakitic tries to feed it back. Now a foray upfield. El Arabi. In for Isaac. Isaac taking on Mathieu again to the rescue.
Adriano and Mascherano coming around when Dani Alves is caught up in that high position and leaves that right back position. This is how they cover. Mathieu shuffles across. Mascherano in behind him and Adriano streaking in to take care of business on that right side. That's the concern. And Dani is at the other end though. Well dealt with beautifully by Mathieu.
Got into some discussions this past week about Barcelona's effort to get Juan Cuadrado ostensibly to replace Alves on that right flank. Didn't quite work out. Maybe a good fortunate thing that it didn't with Alves playing so well. Back to Adriano. Now Xavi. Busquets one touch. Messi. Rakitic. Messi. That's the only way you can tackle him, literally. Eddie Pascual with the takedown.
No scowl, no demonstrative action. Lovely caressing touch, and without his legs he can't run. And as you said, Phil, the most effective way of stopping him. Well, his free kicks have been a little bit off of target lately. It's a good distance for him to get this ball with pace across the top of the wall and down onto target. Wonderful angle and a beautiful distance, this one for Messi to detonate. Takes NASA precision.
Xavi will take it instead, and diving into his goal, Roberto to tackle away what would have been four.
Great save by Roberto. Good adjustment instantly, expecting Messi to come crashing in on, but it's wonderful from the keeper to deny Chameleon Eyes, who gets the whip, dip, curve and sting on it. And that's a serious question of this excellent goalkeeper, Roberto.
And again, I don't think you can understate what Jeremy Mathieu has done today. You'd figure running against an 18-year-old full of speed like Isaac's Success that sooner or later he'd get to one of those, but he has been shut out every single time. Sergio Roberto about to celebrate his new contract. Laid back, Piti, the Catalonian, taking on his national side, you might say. Messi, feet churning, forward, Munir, across, but wide. So close.
Magic from Messi on the drive. Unhesitant, recognises his run early. Munir's going for Neymar. And it's a poor ball in the end from the youngster. Goes for goal, doesn't get it right. It's an awkward type of strike on the ball.
Rakitic getting a breather, likely with an eye towards Tuesday.
Back to his best he was here today, not just the goal. Defensive duties all taken care of. His range of passes, his intricate passes, combative, the full Monty. The player coming in here, for me, Sergio Roberto, got to do a little bit more living up to his repute. He's had chances galore to really shine. I'm not so sure that he's living up to the reputation. It may be extremely harsh, We'll see how he produces. He's got a wonderful half hour. See how much he actually not just gets involved with Phil, but how much positive action. He gets the ball in some good positions, but plays the ball very safely for me too many times.
Messi just dances through, left for Adriano, who almost caressed it around Nqum.
Messi a little bit upset he doesn't get this one back after setting it up beautifully. Brilliant little touch to take it past the onrushing Rico, and then finds the right passing lane. He wanted it back right here from Adriano, but can understand why he tries to curl it in. We've seen him produce those pots of gold so many times from that curving touch from the Brazilian. Not there.
A few more great matches coming up today. Atletico Madrid against Sevilla, and then a Basque derby that you might have never imagined. Athletic against Eibar, who have been one of the surprises. You don't want to pass it to this man if you're wearing the other colors. It's Messi with 4. A 5th was Alves, but a good steal away from Eddie Pascual, the ex-Milan youth player. 30 minutes left to go in this one. Isaac Success out wide. Fulquier. Pascual and all the way back to Murillo, the ex-Cali kid. Nqum under pressure. Barcelona trying to heat things up a bit to win it back. Well handled Granada. Well, they still have one substitute left, do the visitors, and I know one of your favorites is available. The Colombian kid, John Cordoba.
Yeah, Big John, good player.
Might be just what the doctor ordered. Allowed to be quieting just a touch of late.
I was looking forward to John Cordoba starting for Granada here today, Phil.
I should say Isaac Success has not quite lived up to his name.
Yeah, no, he's had a good game. The Nigerian had a nicely involved game. Had that one glorious chance, of course. That's a peach of a pass.
Well measured, touched into the center for Messi, and an easy header. The dot of the eye from Messi. It's 4-0.
Well, watching your eye, watching this goal will give you an eye-gasm. Absolutely magnificent. What about these pinpoint passes? Chameleon Eyes drops his pint of beer into a shot glass at the end of the bar. Messi is the thunder at the end of this lightning attack. And this is Barcelona perfection. Exquisite passing that is split millimeter perfect. And I tell you, man, life beats down your soul sometimes, but goals like this remind you that you have one. What a ball, what a ball, what a goal. Maché, Chameleon Eyes, drops it, first time pass on the volley, exquisite from Dani Alves. Where's your critics now, Danny? They'll still be out there, ignore them all. Magisterial Barcelona, magnifico Lionel.
Goal number 247 of his La Liga career, 4 back of Telmo Sana, and the 400th goal club and country for Lionel Messi. Skips through, poked away from Munir. It'll be Granada ball. Well, if your eyes have stopped shuddering, there's still a bit of time left. It has not been a poor game for Granada. It has been an outstanding performance by Barcelona. Munir had the chance, maybe the only blot today for Barca. Xavi with his first start, Alves a return, Neymar and Messi, along with Rakitic on the scoreboard. Again, Matthew, who might be the best player on the park today. Nice turn by Iturra. And
the best
another
part
switch
of that
coming.
fourth goal for Jeremy's men was not the man whose name will claim the goal. It was the other two passes. And sometimes he defies description, Xavi, and it was tit for tat with his Brazilian teammate. What a ball from Dani Alves.
By the way, this is interesting. The switches from Luis Enrique, the clock work ticking. He's moved Mascherano to that defensive midfield spot to give Bartra some time. So with the 4-0 scoreline, it gives him some comfort to tinker. Nqum offside. So Bartra's first test pulling up with Mathieu, and it works. Bartra, one of the bright spots against Malaga.
Everything that is brilliant about Barcelona. Simply devastating accuracy, footballing, geometry, and again, the precision of the passing. It's truly indefensible. The goal against any team, indefensible.
Ball over to the far flank again, in for Munir. Sergio Roberto overlooked as Mascherano drops it to the feet of Adriano. Rifled back in Xavi. In for Messi. Squares. Neymar. Hat-trick!
It just keeps getting better. This is disco football. And Neymar's Jean Travolta. But man alive, does he have plenty of partners in this dance. Completely rabbit hole football. I told you it was disco. Passes it home, but again, look at the choir of passes. This aria of football starts out wide. Mascherano, Adriano, give, go, get this. Messi sees his target, passes it back. He caresses it with a loving touch of a mother's kiss before he passes it home. Messi's magic. Xavi, his beautiful fingerprints all over this goal once more for number 5. You tell me that that quality isn't of the highest order, and the passing movement is just not off the charts, Phil. Wonderful.
Second hat-trick for Neymar with Barcelona, first in league. The other one coming against Celtic in Champions League play. Midway through the second half, and Barcelona's not done. This is going to be one of those matches afterwards where Joaquin Caparrós is going to have to try and figure out exactly what they did wrong. Maybe getting dressed and stepping onto the pitch, because Barcelona has been almost perfect.
Pep Guardiola get criticised and get the scowl shot at him by Lionel Messi when he did pull him out of the battle. But I'll tell you what, if I was Luis Enrique, I'd say that's it, Leo. You got a night, in big night in Paris on Tuesday. Sit yourself down.
Barcelona, again, PSG coming up on Tuesday in Paris. Ibrahimovic hoping for a little surprise for his ex-mates.
Be a hard game for Barcelona, I believe that one, Phil.
Well, PSG without Lavezzi maybe, just maybe, gives them the edge.
They've got plenty to cover. They've got plenty of others in that Aladdin's cave in Paris.
Well, you take a look at these next games. I have a tricky little pitfall we'll talk about as Messi bodied off one right back by Sergio Roberto. Mentioned new deal taking to 2019. Neymar denied by Iturra, but it falls for Xavi.
been saving that one for just the right moment. My old teammate Nene Kubias was a master at that. We'll not get a look at it in replay. You people with your fancy machines, go back and take a look at Neymar with that wonderful bit of hocus pocus with his right foot. He'll take it in mid-air and lift it out off of the grass with his right foot, and then in the same movement he'll move his foot to the outside and caress the ball past it. It's a piece of magic when it comes off.
Neymar from Adriano, saved by Roberto and claimed gracefully, and then cleared to midfield. Ray, the next few games for Barca: PSG, then Rayo Vallecano, which should be an easy win, even with Leo Batistao refinding his scoring boots. And then Eibar, and then Ajax. Of course, Ajax will draw some of the headlines along with PSG, but Eibar has been very difficult to beat.
Been an absolute delight is what they have been, Phil. An absolute delight. Coming up from the Segunda in front of all of their 5,000 fans. What's going to happen when this man shows up at Little Eibar? He'll be hanging from the trees to see Barcelona. Beautiful ball.
Good run by Munir, chips it across, pays the price.
Ooh.
And then the header by Messi as he catches the back of Nqum. It goes out. Roberto having a few words for Neymar.
This ball drops down into Messi's area, and Leo's not worried about his own forehead, because he catches Nqum and then he starts looking after himself, and that apology is instantaneous. You see, the ball fed up, and then Messi comes in, thinks he can get it, and heads him on the back. But look at Messi's actually catching him as he falls down. Take a look at this. As a sportsman, he's full of apologies, unintentional, and it is the kid who comes out of this picture and not Messi.
Sandro Ramirez checking in. Sandro, who scored his debut goal in his debut in Game 2, a week after Munir had done the same in the season opener. Already up to 2 goals. Still one more sub if they wish for Granada. Possession is tilted back a bit in Granada's favor.
I've never seen a collision like that before that Neymar was involved with Babin. He comes in and Messi's forehead comes onto the back. They're the ones that usually come off much the worst, but Messi was instantly caring for his opponent, and then neither one of them come off too badly. Strange. Good ball.
Isaac blasts it on the wrong side of the pipe, but caught by that flag again.
Unlucky. Nice bit of skill here from this wonderful, good-looking Isaac Success. He's just a half a step offside. Lovely step up again from Mathieu. Catches this under-17 international for the Iron Eagles of Nigeria.
5th time they've caught Granada off. Yeah. Maybe a chance.
That's a good sign in and of itself, Phil, because the times that they've caught them offside, you bring up a great point. It's had that number 24 all over it, choreographing the step up.
Already the 3rd offside since Bartra has stepped in, which again is a good sign. Whenever you make a change along that back line, there's a fear of changing the chemistry a bit. Well, I'd say if there were any questions from the Malaga post-mortem, they've all been answered favorably for Luis Enrique today.
Yep. Didn't take 72 minutes to be able to spot it either. The first minute in the game, wonderful pass, but they were certainly sharper and sent out with focusing. Credit the Coolers at home. Here's that First one, it started the big snowball heading down the snowy hill. The second one fed home. Lovely dispatch for Neymar's third.
So Messi continues to provide now. 2 assists
Great
to go
play.
with his goal.
Nicely.
Dummied over, Adriano back for Neymar, and for once he wasn't ready.
Yep, turned off a little bit.
Now to the near side, Piti.
Good ball.
From the same hometown as Gaudi, I know one of your favorites.
Yep, Catalonian international, Piti.
Has not been a gaudy performance by Barcelona today. Everything in its place. Here's Iturra. Goes through the wickets of Mascherano, who then plucks it back. Of course, those two will be doing battle in the upcoming Copa America. That draw coming up soon. Looking forward to it. 75th minute. Sandro. Messi. Sandro. It looked good in his head.
Yeah, Copa America on being sports, of course, next summer, and the resurgence of Dunga's Brazil.
Captained by Neymar.
Yeah.
Brazil getting a captain. Barcelona getting a leader. And another score. Mentioned he'd only scored 9 goals all last year. He already has 6. In what, right about 300 minutes?
Yeah, and having said all that, Phil, there's a big sun on the horizon called Luis Suarez that's still got to decorate this team.
And you know what? There were a lot of questions. What will this mean? Will they be able to get enough balls on the pitch? Well, the way Messi has been providing, he's the master chef. I have a feeling it's going to come out well.
It's a poor selection by Neymar there, though. He's got Adriano going in and tries to do the real scoop pass. He had Messi on the inside of him. Sometimes Neymar can be just a little bit overly elaborate. Just at times, we all love to see this wonderful genius of invention. Just now and again, pushes it, but still, it's worth the price of the ticket of admission, isn't it?
Absolutely. As we mentioned, this is a Granada side that had not tasted defeat until midweek against Levante, and it only allowed 3 goals all season coming in, and it's been 5, and there's still time left.
Wonderful, influential game by the captain as well. Chameleon Eyes has had a fine footballing game, and you're right, Phil, it's difficult to pick out a man of the match here. We'll take it for Neymar, but 1 or 2 fortunate goals as well. But Jeremy Mathieu was magnificent at the back for so long. This man has been absolutely world class, as often the case. Messi has been Messi. Oh, who do you pick?
Mascherano putting his hat in the ring. Piti with the foul. What do you want us to do? This will be the 4th straight victory over Granada at home. And once again, for all 4 scoring at least 2 goals. Sandro spins away. Good touch, Sergio Roberto. In for Messi, punched away Roberto. Reclaimed Barca. It'll be the 12th match without defeat as Xavi has a go.
Well, he gets a thunderous applause for his attempt. Again, why not? He's been pulling the strings all game long. A wonderful puppeteer of Barcelona, the great Xavi.
And they want more. Sergio Roberto with the steal. Neymar feeds, flipped across. And Murillo able to clear it away. Use the off foot to try and flick it. Messi will let it run. So the goals appearing on one end. The shutout streak continuing on the other. Claudio Bravo yet to allow a goal since making the move. And Ter Stegen doing the same in his Champions League tilt. I have a feeling they will go back to the German for PSG, but pick your poison. Flipped in, Alves, delicate.
See his intention as soon as he takes this ball from Messi, and he's trying to clip it towards that back post, but he just doesn't have the Messi touch.
Barcelona also started a campaign with 6 straight shutouts back in the Rinus Michels era of the late 70s. Mentioned that was when Pedro Mariartola was the man between the pipes, and Bravo has him dead in his sights. Cleared by Alves. His success contemplates the failure today. 10 minutes remain. Last year, this Granada side, despite its defensive woes, actually beat Barcelona in their home match. Of course, that was with a goal from Brahimi, who has since moved on to Portugal. Into the center and won back by Neymar. Here, the Brazilian on Nqum. Weaves, almost delivers, sliding over well was Babin.
Nice player. Good football. Oh.
Eddie Pascal tripped up in the center circle by Alves, and that's going to be a card. Ray, you start to wonder, for all the success Granada has had this season, if Joaquin Caparros might wonder if it's him, mentioned in the pregame, but this is going to be the 3rd straight blowout at the Camp Nou for the Granada coach. Levante last year, where they fell 7-0. Mallorca a couple years before, where they lost 5-0. And now another 5 spot for Barca.
Yep. Those trips to the dentist for Mr. Caparros just seems to be getting worse. This was footballing's root canal.
He's running out of teeth. Luis Enrique, even with a 5-0 lead, you see him signal, push up, push up. And they're trying to win it, and they do. It's Messi. Messi! The capper for Barca. Never satisfied. It's 6-0.
It's the calculus of a goal solved in a nanosecond from Messi. It looks easy peasy, but it's not quite ever as easy as what it looks. He's got the nerve of a cat burglar, this man. Once he gets presented with defenders in front of him, they mean nothing. Take a look. Once Messi dispossesses it, he dances past the first defender. That is Babin. Right here, senses him, draws it, and then draws the goalkeeper Roberto out before getting his sand wedge out. And clips it over the top. The artful dodger pickpockets, then bamboozles, and then sinks the hearts of Granada. Granada falls.
8 minutes remain in regulation. It's 6-0 for Barcelona. Now 3 away from Telmo Zarra. Forget new books. They're going to have to come up with new encyclopedias of the records for Lionel Messi when he finally hangs it up. Mathieu, not far enough away from Isaac, though. A pyramid built around the Nigerian. Forces his way through.
Good player. Good kid. Really good little player, this. A little strong man. For
18 years, though.
18, yeah. Just barely turned 18, I think, as well, Phil. Amazing.
Trying to dance around was Fulquier, but Alves didn't want to dance. And it looks like a yellow against the Frenchman.
another player who didn't have such a bad game. The first half, Fouquier really did his work as best he could and came through a lot of the one-on-one battles nicely. A lot of good young players in this Joaquin Caparrós team, Phil. Caparrós never loses his appetite for his football, does he? This is his 18th club managing.
Well, he was the man that kind of started the Yellow Submarine with Villarreal before Pellegrini came in and did the magic. Everywhere he goes, it's normally a rescue mission as well. Coaches defense for a reason. I mentioned this was a side that allowed 56 goals last season, finishing just above the drop zone. And I guess the good thing is they're out of the dentist chair, at least till they head to Madrid.
Yeah, wonderful turn of phrase, wasn't it, from the boss? Always nice to see
Xavi
coach
again.
Just take it away from the usual X's and O's and give a good press conference, and that's what Joaquin Caparrós did last year here, and we'll see what he comes out with after this game.
Well, Neymar with a hat-trick. Messi now on one. Rakitic the lone goal. Still 5 minutes left for the Argentine. And again, their next league match will be in Madrid against Rayo before they return home against Eibar, when Telmo Zada's record may finally fall.
Talk about these wonderful glittering attacking footballers of Barcelona here today. Anybody can show me a time where Mascherano has played any better than what he has done this last calendar year? Take my hat off to them. He's been absolutely wonderful.
Blasted towards that upper corner, just tailed away at the last moment. Viti, a pleading look on his face. Again,
these clean sheets that you've been talking about, Phil, this man taking the kick, he was tested severely last week, came through the acid test a couple of times with some really wonderful reflect saves and on his line, but for me as well, he's been very good in his timing of his claiming for the cross field hits into his box along with Mathieu. So,
by the way,
Luis
Martins has come out onto the pitch as an extra defender, but it hasn't slowed down Barcelona. El Arabi pulled during a goal change. Granada now having to try and right the ship as they'll head to Malaga. Might want to bet the under, but Granada will love to play them instead of the side they're facing today. Then Rayo, then Eibar, and then they'll welcome Real Madrid at the start of November. Fresh supply of gum by then.
Dentine.
Trickles away, and
did they still make Dentine?
Of course.
Oh, just never go to the dentist.
Ball skips away. Mathieu trying to slow it down, and again from the ground, but it falls for Granada, and a golden chance. Bartra challenging, and Eddie sends it over the bar, but not without an argument.
Well, good hit from the man on loan from Murcia. Steps through it, and that's a really good tackle from Marc Bartra. He gets there in the last baby's breath. If he doesn't get that one, Phil, that one is flying towards Bravo.
Did something that no one has been able to do, or almost did something. Bartra again.
Very clean and lovely ball in from Dani Alves, who gifts it back.
Iturra Piti. Here's some of the screams from the fans in the stands. Again, born in Catalonia, wears the colors.
Ball
nicely. On the turn, Isaac goes down, but no, says the referee, Juan Martinez.
Wow,
keeps
this one's
the shutout
close,
streak alive.
this one. Beautiful play from Big Isaac, and man alive. In lifetime, that looked as if his legs was clipped. I think it was by Mathieu, but referee perfectly placed in position to deny it, and not much of an objection from Granada. Here it is, it's beautiful feet here from the young Nigerian. Mark Bartra that comes through, and he goes through to get the ball. Nah, there's nothing there.
Would have been harsh if it was called.
Great position by you little devil, you. Great positioning by the referee. Good young player. Big shades of Piqué about him in his poise and his style.
Almost snuck it in as they try and feed Messi for a third. Adriano didn't get all of it, almost like he was trying to either pass it to Sandro or hope for a rebound. Adriano again, still in play. Well, on a week where Catalonia said we're going to vote to secede regardless of what Madrid says. A little Catalonian pride on display here, even if it comes with a bit of foreign talent. Alves, the Brazilian, Mathieu, the Frenchman, and Messi, the master Argentine. Here's Neymar. Can't minimize what Xavi has meant today.
Yep.
Alves. Just 90 seconds remain. Misery for Granada, mastery for Barcelona. Well, last year they lost 10 times, 6 of them by at least 3 goals. This is the first of this new campaign, 6 matches in. Deuce is wild as they'll fall to 2-2-2. Final minute. Sergio Roberto out wide left. Neymar tries the back heel, but Babin was ready. And so was Mache. And even 6-0 up, the fans appreciate the defense. Xavi threaded, but Sandro was leaning the other direction. Just one burst as it'll be a restart for Granada. Mentioned they beat them at home. They fell 4-0 last time. And none of the players who scored that day were on the pitch here today. Iniesta out, Pedro out. Well, Cesc and Alexis have moved on. But Neymar and Messi are here. And that's pretty much all Barcelona needed. 6-0 over Granada.
A celebration of pure Barcelona football against the awful Granada team at the end that were dismantled piece by piece like a big Lego puzzle. Messi at the heart of everything, as was Xavi Hernandez, and of course the Brazilian magic man Neymar. At the back, Claudio Bravo came through his test. Dani Alves was magisterial, and Jeremy Mathieu, wonderful. There's a different game looming on the horizon for the Blaugrana on Tuesday, when big Ibracadabra, the magnificent knows full well that his team are going to be bringing a whole hell of a lot more to the big dance. They can look forward to it, Barcelona, after sharpening their knives in that